Y'all, making a new video because the in-class video did not record correctly. Something failed at the end. So we're going to do a quick overview of the media and text block and also the gallery block. So I believe in class we're working off of an existing page. I'm just going to create a new page for this exercise here. All right, so I'm going to call this media and text block and gallery block. Cool. All right, so the first block we're going to look at is the media and text. It feels very much like a two-column block. At its heart, it is a two-column block, but it does not have column blocks inside of it. It's a very unique and specifically coded block for a very specific two-column purpose. So what I'm going to do here is I've instantiated the start of the block, and it's already asking me what do I want to put in the media part. So I'm going to, you can select a file for upload, but I'm going to select a media, and I'm going to go to my old standby pixels, and let's do some clouds. All right, so here's the left side of this block, and here's the right side. There's already a paragraph block ready for me to go. Well, technically, it's not a paragraph block yet until you click into it. It's a content area. And then once you click into it, by default, it goes to paragraph. But I suppose we could, if we wanted to, put a header in there. And let's go with a little smaller. There we go. And this is some content. Go with my nav here, and let's reorder these guys. There we go. All right. And that's it. Pretty dang exciting. You can adjust the width of the media, which gives you a wider column for that image, or a smaller column if you want more text. This is great if you're going to be illustrating a lot or describing a lot of pictures or a lot of images. You have the ability to swap the locations of the text and the media. So if you had imagined a page with, let's say, 10 images, and you've got all these descriptions for these images, and then one of the images, let's say you're alternating as you go down, left, one's on the left, the next one down's on the right, and then you decide to remove or resort these, and your left and right is going to be kind of wonky. And so with a two-column layout, I guess you could rearrange over here, but this makes it even easier. Okay. What are some other options here? You can adjust where the location of the content is, whether it's at the top or the bottom. So right now, the default is aligned to middle, even though it says it's aligned to top. And I know that because when you click align top, then it moves to the top. Middle is back where it was, and then down here, we can put it at the bottom if we want to. I'm going to leave it in the middle. And then our options for view, we have our usual culprits here, the padding, the margin, the border, the corner radius, if we want to add a quarter radius to our content. I guess it doesn't work. That's fine. We can change the text of color of our text. Again, this is set by the theme. By default, when we choose no color selected, it inherits from the theme. Same with the background. Well, we can put our own gradient if they're in there if we want to. That's fun. Okay, and totally unusable. No one's going to be able to read that. Okay, so that's the media and text block, and let's talk about the gallery blocks. We'll put the gallery block underneath here. I'm going to click / type GAL, there it is, gallery. And when I choose select image, this is one of the few that allows me to import multiple images at the same time. It will default to like a 3-column layout, depending on the number of images that you insert into the block, actually. The gallery block does a pretty okay job of deciding how to orient your images in relation to the other images. And what's actually happening here is that it is cropping and zooming in on these images so we get a uniform layout. Now, if we were to, let's say, remove one of these images, let's go and delete that, we can see that these guys in this row down here automatically take up the space. So no matter whatever count of images you've got, it always does a nice job of laying these out. Now, when I click here, I'm selecting the actual image, and that image, along with the 4 other images, is inside of this gallery block. This context menu that kind of floats above whatever you select and has options for you. If I select this icon right here, notice it gives me a tooltip that says select parent block. So when I do that, now my parent block is selected, and I can now change options like number of columns. And depending on your need for this block, you can set columns to be whatever number within that slider there. Crop images to fit is one you generally want to leave on if you're using the gallery block, because it doesn't fill in the space. So if we turn that off, you can see these images here are not being utilized. They're not using the space correctly. Another option, or another thing you'll see that's different about the gallery, is that the images, if they have a caption, the caption is inside of the image here in the white text with the little tiny, is there a background on there? No. And then you can also apply filters to these images. So if you wanted to, you can go black and white or black and gray. Maybe if you wanted to spotlight one image by leaving it color and make the other ones a grayscale so that they don't take precedence. The same is true for this image block here. Pretty much the image block always gives you the option. So now in media and text, we don't have that option to colorize the image. Interesting. It doesn't show up as a special thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, there it is. That's good to know. But inside of the gallery block, we have images, and this is true for just regular image blocks as well. You can also do, so we can do the duotone, we can also do cropping if we want to. And you can choose when the cropping is enabled, you can do it manually. You can also choose a specific, like let's say we wanted to do square, or we could do the classic 3:2. And then once that applies, now our image looks different. It looks like we've lost our caption too. That's interesting. Yeah, so there's a caption indicator here. So right now, the caption is on. Now, because these came from pixels, the caption gets added automatically. And you can disable that if you want to in each image. Additionally, if you want to add a caption, that's the button that you click to add that caption. And the caption basically is a place to link to photographer's original location where this image is hosted to give them credit for it. Also, when we have images, it's a good idea to provide alternative text for the image for folks with assistive reading devices. If they're vision impaired in some way and unable to determine what that image is, the screen reader that they use to browse the internet will read the image. It will describe the image to them based on the alternative text that is set. You can manually type this, and you could say something like mountain with blue sky. That's great. That will show up in the screen reader. Or you can click on the little three dots for the AI assistant, and it will generate alt text. It will look at the image and it will create a descriptive view of that image. So now this is much better. A majestic mountain peak with snow-capped summits under a clear blue sky. Way better than what I had written there. Awesome. For those of us that are going to be web developers, which I think is most of you, if not all, making sure that your site is ADA compliant. We have a lecture on that coming up, but it's good to be aware of the fact that if you are providing a service in certain areas of the world, there are certain ADA requirements that you have to have. In the United States, if your site is, I don't remember what the requirements are, like what the threshold is, but it's a number, it's a quantity of viewers. So if your site goes over so many viewers, then, or it generates money or income, something like that, then you've got to make sure that your site is ADA compliant. And there is a website that you can actually go to that will tell you if your site is ADA compliant. We want to go through accessibility checker. There we go. So you can provide the URL for the website, and it will give you a report and let you know, like you're missing alt text, or there's some contrast issues. You can also website requirements. So ada.gov. You can find some guidance on this. I believe it's under resources. Yeah, 18F accessibility guide. Huh. Wonder why that's not there. Did somebody get rid of that? Section 508. There we go. It feels complicated. It's a government website. It's not meant to be pretty. Government websites are never pretty. Though the Fresno websites, Fresno City website's not bad. But for the most part, a lot of federal government websites are just, let's give you some information. But if you take a little bit of time to review this, you can get the information that you need. There's also guides out there. Don't pay for anything. The guides, all the guidelines are out there, and that includes the accessibility check. You shouldn't be paying for that. There's a lot of free options, but here's the one you want to be scared of. Not scared. Scared's the wrong word. If someone files an ABA complaint against you, you could technically be sued. So we want to make sure that we provide at least some measurable accessibility efforts. So we're not just letting the site go out there without really considering everyone who's going to be viewing our content. Okay, so that's the media and text block and gallery block, and that concludes the lecture. I hope I covered everything.